You find the game. There we go. This is always my favorite part. How's everybody doing today? I'm a little early, so we'll drag our feet getting to where we left off. I remember signing off in Golden Saucer, I think. Actually, it says over there, Minyangxia. So maybe when I signed off, I hopped out of the Golden Saucer, flew back to where I would be. Yeah, that seems like something I'd do. Yep, and I'm standing on this lady's tomatoes. Alright, now the quest is like out here somewhere. So we'll go for a lovely walk. Drink some orange juice. Then there will be a proper intro. What's this thing? Oh, green tea set. Lovely. So to recap for everybody, Yotsuyu and Gosetsu are back in town. Yotsuyu has amnesia, can't remember all the horrible war crimes, etc. And her brother came by, pretending to be a sweet guy interested in peace. I don't believe that for a second. I don't know. Like, you could smell this plot like a mile away. I mean, they could still, you know, throw me off my game a little bit. But I'm fairly certain this guy's a bad guy. You know, Tsuyu, I don't know, I guess gets off with the amnesia. I mean, that shouldn't be true either, but like, it's where we are. It's how this story plays out. Anyway, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Old Man Sugarheart. Today we're playing Final Fantasy XIV. We're in Stormblood. And all the storm and blood is mostly over, so what does this guy want? Well, after that little ordeal, I believe it may be time for us to return to the Enclave. Return, my lord, but what of Namai? You seem so eager to observe the villagers going about their daily lives. To be frank, I still am, but I rather doubt the good people of Namai would take kindly to the sight of a man in an imperial uniform with blood still dripping from his blade. Even in your company, my presence would prove a distraction. Fret not, however, thanks to the three of you, I've seen a great deal more than I otherwise would. With luck, Lord Hian will have finished considering my proposal by the time we return. Okay. It's quite a jaunt away. I think the Falcon Porter will take me to the Enclave. I can't remember. but we could do with a little walk. I hope everyone's doing alright. I know this isn't normally my streaming time. I did an experiment this week, and I think it was a failure. So, like, I'd been staying up late lately, doing, like, revenge procrastination, you know, where you stay up late playing video games when, like, you should be sleeping. Because the days suck so much, you're like, ugh, I want some me time, you know? And so I do all that. And I'm like, what if I stream at night instead of the morning? I just go to bed right after stream. And then, like, I will be satisfied with, like, my gaming time. Like, the problem I used to have is I'd just play too late. Like, I'd get started playing and I wouldn't want to stop. But instead I had this problem. After stream, like, I need to wind down. I need to finish my drink. I want a snack. I want to, like, relax while I do those things. And then I need to, you know, get ready for bed. And that ended up being more time than the time I was staying up late. So I actually did much worse for my sleep by streaming at night and sleeping in. All are free to travel in and out of the Enclave. Do you seek passage? Yeah. But I mean, like, I made it to work every day. Like, I was completely useless today at work. But I showed up. So, like, yay, I accomplished a thing. I was present. But only in body. My mind was far, far gone. I even snuck away to take a little nap. Nobody noticed. How are you? Thank you again for agreeing to join me. If not for your aid, the Kojin may well have overwhelmed us. Pray, go on ahead. Lord Hien is expecting you. I will remain without and keep watch over our guests. Oh, we'd best not keep him waiting. I don't trust anybody named Maxima. You're expected, sir. Shall I show you in? Yeah. Welcome back, my friend. Yugiri tells me you accompanied her and Asahi on a tour of Yangxia. And I hoped you might take the opportunity to recover from your exertions at Sakazuki. But I gather your time was well spent until the ambassador affords Yugiri a chance to make a full report. However, I must rely on you to supply the details, so please tell us how it all unfolded. Well, there were Ninja Turtles, you see, and they were trying to kill people, but then they didn't, because we killed them. The Red Kojin, here? Have there been any other such incidents since the liberation? Not that I am aware of. They're planning some new venture here in Yangxia. We will need to increase patrols. In any event, I am indebted to you for fighting them off, but tell me, and don't be modest, was Asahi truly the first to leap to the youngster's aid? He was. I was quick to doubt him when we first met, but his desire to save them seemed quite genuine. It's possible he truly believes what he's saying. Do you think he orchestrated the whole thing? Like, weren't the Red Kojin working directly for the Empire? As far as I know, their contract isn't up. In the time I've known you, you've always been an excellent judge of character. What do you make of the ambassador? I still don't think he can be trusted. then the question of what his true intention remains. Regardless of his aim, I'm resigned to playing his game, for now, at least. Well, forswearing summoning should be simple enough considering you never dabbled in it in the first place, which just leaves the somewhat thornier question of how to police the Red Kojin. It was with that very question in mind I sought Alphino's counsel. Thanks to his knowledge of the icons and the rituals used to invoke them, I believe we've identified a workable solution. As you will recall, Susanoo was summoned forth using the power of relics locked away in the Kojin's treasury vaults on the island of Zeki. Though said relics remain there to this day, it is all but certain that the act of summoning exhausted their stores of aether, making subsequent summonings impossible. Assuming that is the case, preventing the Primal's return rests on denying the Red Kojin the means to amass new stores of aether, either via the acquisition of crystals or the relics they are wont to collect. For this, I plan to enlist the aid of our friends, the Blue Kojin. Since Doma's liberation, we have forged closer bonds with Bunshin and his people, and with their support, I'm quite confident we can keep the Red from obtaining what they require to call upon this Susanoo. What of the prisoners? They will be exchanged as agreed. I will give full credit to Asahi for the success of the transaction. If there is aught we can do to help the Populares garner favor, I mean to see it done. But first, I have some unfinished business to attend to. Do y'all come with me? Yes, of course, but, what manner of business? A past mistake which I would see put right, one which has weighed heavy on my mind. Oh, well, that cleared everything up. Thank you. He left the oven on.
I had her brought here in secret while the three of you kept our guest company. The world has not been kind to you, it is true. But that does not excuse your sins. You should be at the bottom of the river. Yet here you are, the living, breathing proof of my failure. A failure for which I would now make amends.
What did I do? I don't remember. Was it really so terrible? Tell me, please. What did I do?
You speak of sins, my lord. But at whose feet do those sins lie? With the soldiers who committed the crimes, or those who commanded them to do so? With both, I would say. For all have a conscience, and all must choose. But with no memory of who she is, or what she has done, what sin remains to be cleansed?
You ask that I show mercy.
I ask why the heavens saw fit to deny me my rest. Why Yotsuyu was spared not only death, but the bitter memories of her life.
You truly think it the will of the Kami? If so, her life is not mine to take. It is yours to safeguard. Come the hour of the exchange, if her memories have not returned, she may remain here in Doma to live out her days as Tsuyu. But if they do, the Guardians shall have their viceroy. Though the people will protest, they will come to accept my decision when they have been reunited with their loved ones.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, I believe we have kept our guest waiting long enough. Did Gosetsu not seem strange to you? His sympathy for Yotsuyu apart, I mean.
A little bit.
I know his powers of endurance only too well, but after all he has suffered, even he should not be on his feet. He puts on a brave face for our sakes, but it would not surprise me if he lacked the strength to raise his blade. Though I suppose if he and Yotsuyu are to enjoy a life of peace and quiet, he will have little use for it. It falls to us to shape that future, one in which he need never again set foot on the battlefield.
Easy peasy. We'll just tell the rival empire that, you know, we're taking the week off. With Yotsuyu safely in Gosetsu's care, all that remains is to answer Asahi's proposal. I realize other matters demand your attention, but I would ask that you stay a while longer to see this business through.
My apologies. Our deliberations took longer than expected.
Think nothing of it. The time afforded me the opportunity to go on a rather rousing excursion through Yansha. You have reached a decision then?
We are willing to cooperate with you in combating the Icon threat, and also in the exchange of prisoners. Assuming you accept our conditions, of course. As you know, your sister is in our care. Due to certain complications, however, we are hesitant to release her into your custody.
Complications?
She was inside Doma Castle when it collapsed. Though she survived, she remembers nothing of her past life, not even her name. To clarify, she is in our care not as a prisoner, but as a vulnerable citizen of Doma.
Are you saying you refuse to release her?
We're releasing prisoners. She is not a prisoner, is what I'm saying.
Not at all. If her memory returns before the appointed hour.
And if not, what exactly? You will accommodate her here in Doma?
Yes.
Well, I sincerely doubt she will be of any great strategic value to the Empire. She spends her days daydreaming of Dango.
Dango. How dreadful. Very well. In light of our recent misstep in Sakazuki, it seems only fair that I show you the same understanding you have shown us. Though I do have one small request. Regardless of Yotsuyu's value to the Empire, she is yet my sister. Before I leave, Might you permit me to speak with her in private?
No. Maybe with a small audience.
Of course. Perhaps you could even bring her a plate of dango. She would be most pleased. Yugiri will see you to her chambers.
Forgive me, my lord, but has he not been gone over long? Perhaps I should... Calm yourself, Kosetsu. I understand you're concerned, but we will have to wait. He deserves that much. I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting. Thank you for your understanding. Long did I dream of this reunion, but I never did imagine I would be so joyless. Part of me hoped your stories of her condition were just that. But alas, it is as you say. Tsuyu, you remember anything of this man? Anything at all? No. I am a stranger to her. That much was clear to me from a single look. I leave her in your care. As you wish. Now, if you will excuse me, my superiors are long overdue a report. They will be elated to hear of our agreement. Of that, I have no doubt. As for the exchange itself, once I have obtained the relevant permissions, I will arrange for your people to be relieved of their various duties and sent here to Yangxia. This will take time, of course. Of course. You may rest assured your soldiers will be well cared for until your return. We will also begin steps to better counter the threat of the Kojin and their icon. Before you take your leave, there is one other matter. I am informed it was you who took the lead in rescuing the two domans from a band of Kojin sellswords. I have not yet had the time to thank you properly. Please, there's no need to thank you. Thank me. I only did what anyone would do under the circumstances. Fortunately, I was in good company at the time. The blade of the Red Kojin is of the Emperor's making. Were it not for our transgressions, those children would not have needed saving. The people of Doma have suffered enough, my lord. I promise to do all in my power to spare them further pain, be it at the hands of the Kojin, or indeed the Empire. I pray the Emperor will see things as you do. There may yet be hope for us all. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Until we meet again. Yosetsu, as before, I leave Yotsuyu to you. I invite the rest of you to join me outside. Let's treat Asahi to a proper farewell. That's code for let's make sure he leaves. Yeah, I see people out there. The ambassador's airship awaits at Castrum Fluminus. Let's beat off.
I wish you a safe journey.
This has been a most enjoyable visit. I look forward to our next meeting. Maxima, would you take the others and see that all is ready for our departure? I simply cannot leave without first giving thanks to the Warrior of Light for accompanying me through Yansha.
Yeah, I'm here. You're welcome. Get out.
Mark me, savior of the savages. There will be a reckoning.
Oh man, he wasn't polite at all. He was rude. Who would have thought?
You've nowhere left to run, traitor!
Ignorant savages! Killing us will avail you naught. For every Imperial you cut down, 1,000 more will come. Abandon this foolish endeavor and surrender. You may yet serve our righteous cause.
How dare you speak of righteousness? You who forsook kith and kin to serve conquerors! Be glad I grant you this mercy.
Oh dang.
What in the... Reinforcements? No, just one! Cut him down!
Wait, you didn't like that one?
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This one is promising. Who remains to offer us resistance?
A host of rebels led by Lord Cayenne hold the Enclave across the river.
Lord Cayenne.
The king of the former king of Dorma, sir. They say he is one of the greatest swordsmen alive.
Is that what they say?
Who was that?
Surely you jest. That was Xenos Galvus, legatus of the 12th, the Crown Bloody Prince. I heard he was strong, but that was frightening.
That was Lord Xenos.
He's fangirling.
Everything you are, your power, even your face, it vexes me. Go on. Lash out like the beast you are at an emissary and jeopardize the newfound peace between Dorma and the Empire.
Thinking about it.
My lord was destined to lead us unto a glorious new age. Your light is nothing to his radiance. I will cherish this moment, lock it away within my heart, until the day we meet again.
Should have given him a little kiss on the forehead. That ought to throw him off. So we gonna talk about what just happened? Like, we better. If I don't, like, immediately pop in and be like, yeah, so he said he was gonna kill me and you and everyone. Dude's kind of a jerk. Good OJ.
You look troubled, my friend. Was it something he said?
Yeah, you know, he's swearing vengeance and all that. Yep, that's me. Spilling every bean in existence.
Of all the memories to witness.
I had my doubts about him, but I would never have guessed he was a disciple of Xenos. My lord.
Calm yourself, Yugiri. I set no store by him or his enlightened brethren. But if by treating with them there is even the faintest hope, we might secure the return of our conscripted brothers and sisters, I must play this game. After the way I risked their lives in the rebellion, I owe them that much.
My lord, you bear no blame for their fate.
If not blame, then responsibility. They were prisoners, and still I chose to fight, knowing they could be executed in retaliation. But now we have a chance to bring them home. If it means bargaining with the monster, so be it.
My lord.
Besides, I think he likes me, which is more than some can say.
A really good facial expression there for like half a second. Makes no sense. Why would he bother keeping up the pretense for so long, only to drop it right before the very end? Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Perhaps he no longer thought it necessary, having secured Doma's cooperation and prisoner exchange. If he truly is a disciple of Xenos, 'tis possible emotions simply got the better of him. Remaining calm around a man who slew his lord will have taken its toll. Whatever the explanation, now is not the time for hasty reprisals. Shall proceed as planned. The Red Kojin must be placed under surveillance. The Garlean prisoners made ready for exchange. But you need not concern yourself with the details. Are you giving me the days off? Leave the affairs of Doma to us. When the hour of exchange draws near, we will call for you. That sounds nice. I should certainly hope so. Whatever the Emperor's true intent, we would be on hand to play our part, either to defend Doma or to help usher in a lasting peace. I thought we might use this time to return to Eorzea, but given the volatility of the situation, mayhap it would be best we remained in Kugane. Agreed. Between Yotsuyu's amnesia and Asahi's dubious agenda, I'd say we have ample reason to remain in the neighborhood. If anything should happen, anything at all, you must send for us at once. Oh, I will. And that you have my word. Charting a path through this sea of troubles promises to be difficult enough. I'm not so proud as to attempt the feat alone. To Kugane, then. Totoro and the others must know what transpired here. Just a quick check. I am live, right? Yep. It's not usually this quiet. Not on Final Fantasy Fridays, but this is also my first time playing at this hour. So I'm guessing most people either don't realize I'm streaming right now, or a lot of their favorite content creators already are. Either way, I'm not going to take it personally. All I can do is enjoy my time and play games. It's all any of us can do, really. I was gonna say it's a nice sunny day here, but it's actually pretty foggy. Misty even. Whoop. Missed the stairs. But I wasn't supposed to go up them. Sometimes I get hung up looking at the environment. It's nice and green here. Been kind of cold in the US. Greetings, honored sir. Will you be entering the Ruby Bazaar offices? How bizarre. Aye, it seems you are all in quite a predicament. Well, should we receive any urgent missives from Doma, rest assured, you'll be the first to know of it. Yes, of course. We're discussing ideas to replenish our coffers, but I suppose all that can wait if any urgent news should come through the office. Oh, hey, Gloopies. How are you doing? I appreciate the follow. You were playing Final Fantasy XIV yesterday around this time. Are you going to do it again today? If you end up with any viewers, or sorry, if I end up with any viewers, I'd be happy to raid you after this is over. This is my first time playing like this late at night, so it might be the only opportunity I get to raid you, but you seem like a cool dude, and it looked like you were playing through Heavensward for the first time. We've been going through the story like one 2-hour session at a time a week, and so we're gonna be playing this for like 10 years. No, not today. You normally only stream on your days off, but you appreciate it? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I stream on my days on, and it's hard. Anyway, we might be ahead of you. So a lot of this might be spoilers to you. it might be a little quiet for a bit, but like I don't want to like ruin any big story moments for you. And there are some big spoilers floating around for Stormblood. So if you don't stick around, I'd understand. Yes, you you just wanted to pop in and see what you were up to. The huge. But like I appreciate you popping in. I hope to see you around. Maybe like not while I'm in the spoiler section of Final Fantasy, but I play other games too. Anyway, you have a good night and thanks for popping in. Anyway, yes, of course, we're discussing ideas to replenish our coffers, but I suppose that can all wait if any urgent news should come through the office. About that, I wish to apologize, Tadaru. It was reckless of me to make such a purchase without first consulting you. You may be certain, however, I mean to reimburse the Scions, even if it means drawing upon my personal funds. Yeah, maybe when you catch up or when I'm doing something else. Have a good stream. See ya. I appreciate it. It's very thoughtful of you, but I'm sure it won't come to that. If Soroban's business proposition is as promising as it sounds, Old should have no difficulty wiping the red from our ledger. Hey, what does that mean? Forgive me, Old. It would seem I have unwittingly heaped my financial troubles upon you. I swear I will pay you back, though I fear I will struggle to cobble together anything of monetary value. Knowledge I can gather in abundance. To start, I plan to investigate the divisions forming within the Empire. Mayhap Real and his associates may have heard something on the subject. Regardless, the more we know about the politics of Garlemald, the better our chances of predicting the Imperial's next move, which might yield you an advantage on the day of the prisoner exchange. Knowing what Asahi's apparent resentment towards you, I cannot say what he hopes to gain from it. But if there is even the faintest chance that a lasting peace could be forged between Doma and the Empire, what choice do we have but to try? Lord Hien had the right of it. Asahi may very well be a monster, but we must play his game for now. Or we could do a genocide for once. Maybe just a little one? Bending, aiming, or bending, maining, striking. I can't remember which one is good for me. Am I a maimer or a striker? I think I'm a striker. What's my class? Ninja. I hope I picked the right one. I picked striking. I think like scouting is like the ideal. Maybe aiming. I don't know. I think aiming is more for like physical ranged. Ranging the prisoner exchange proved easier than I thought. Yes, my lord will be most pleased. Everything is going to according to plan. Is it?
Can you truly remember nothing? Nothing at all?
Were we friends?
Yes. We were good friends, you and I. In fact, I've brought you a gift. I pray that one day soon, as you gaze into that mirror, you will remember the woman staring back at you.
It's so pretty. Who are you? Who are you?
Mysterious. Meanwhile, in the Imperial capital, been a while since we played Stormblood, because today would be scouting. Ah.
How are you feeling, my lord?
Fine, now leave me.
Oh, wait. He's alive. Didn't want to spoil anything, but I did know that. Mostly because people online kept talking about him as if he was around in the future expansions. Apparently we're just not killing anybody these days. But like, I genuinely thought like Gosetsu and Yotsuyu were done. They were a genuine surprise to me. Alright. Let's open this chest. I want to go to my character, glamour plates. I want to don't want to like overwrite my weapon, but I guess I can't remove that just yet. Alright. Currently equipped with the recommended gear. Who was that gear for then? Striking. Pugilist, monk, samurai. Ah, that's a shame. I don't think I'll ever be one of those. Ah, there we go. Scouting. And there's casting. Casting's who I'm going to be in the next one. So it's a shame I'm not getting that coffer, but yay, scouting. Ah, old. Impeccable timing. We've just received a letter from Lord Hien. He writes that the Domans are coordinating their efforts with the Blue Kojin to maintain a constant watch over the Red. Do you have tomestones, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I think I spent all the ones I had. But, like, I think you get a decent amount from main story quests. But I don't know if you get them from main story quests in Stormblood. If so, yeah, I've probably got a decent collection. If not, nope. But, like, for Shadowbringers, I'm gonna change jobs to Black Mage. And so I'll probably be doing like daily roulettes and things like that, which will probably get me lots of tomestones. And so like I'll be geared by the time I get the Black Mage ready for Shadowbringers. So like I'm not too worried about not getting that armor right off the bat, but it would be handy. By staying on the lookout for any signs of crystal hoarding and the like, they mean to nip any summoning attempts in the bud, thereby satisfying the conditions for peace set down by the ambassador. For the Garlean's part, the Populares have sent word that a vessel bearing Doman conscripts is soon to arrive in Yangxia. It would seem that the prisoner exchange is to proceed as planned. Lord Hien requests your presence, and I share his view that you should be on hand at this critical juncture. According to the letter, Yotsuyu's memory has yet to return, so it looks like she'll be living out the rest of her days in Doma, assuming the ambassador means to honor the agreement, of course. Before we get to that, however, I think it would be wise to assess her condition one last time. The Domans have missed any change in her mental state, however slight, It would be better if I saw you weren't the one to spot it. Agreed. Let us make way straightaways to the Enclave, then. Lord Hien will be waiting. I trust you will cope in our absence, Taoru? Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just be sure to come back safely. I'm a little surprised. He definitely said it would take some time. But like, it took like one trip to Kugane and then bam. He's already ready already. The Enclave. We'll take the fast way. Now, I know there's a trial coming up. Just don't know if it's gonna hit us just yet, or if I've got some time. Some stones offer the best gear for each previous expansion after all? Yeah. And I think that'll probably get us where we need to be. I don't know, I'm not looking forward to like the full Black Mage grind. It's always tough to keep up your gear levels when like cruising through the dungeons without having to like stop at the marketplace at least once. I think somebody, a kind viewer, gave me $1 million though. And so at the very least we'll come out of it with decent glamour. Lord Hien is expecting you. May I show you in? And it is kind of cheating. Or it would be if like gear really, really mattered. Like 10 minutes in the new expansion and I'm pretty sure like we'll get far superior gear than anything we could have bought with the money. Yeah, you grinded all your classes at once so you never really had any gear issues? Ah. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm doing one new class per expansion. I try to do one that kind of fits the story, but isn't like super obvious. Like, I went warrior for the first Realm Reborn. I went astrologian. Because I think most people would go like dragoon if they were gonna do Heaven's Ward. And so I went ninja here because I figured most people would go samurai. And then with Shadowbringers and Endwalker, I really have no idea. So I'm going Black Mage for Shadowbringers. Because it seems like a Shadowbringy kind of class, you know? It took you too many days to reach Heaven's Ward? Oh, you did the same, always picking the class of Ardbert in the trailers? Yeah. I think that's what most people did. So I wanted to be slightly different, but still thematic. I see my letter reached you across the Ruby Sea. Thank you for coming so swiftly. Though I wrote at some length on the subject of the forthcoming exchange, there was one other matter I neglected to mention. Concerns Gosetsu. As you may have observed, he returned from his ordeal rather worse for the wear. And despite his best efforts to conceal his condition, or perhaps because of them, he recently collapsed. Oh dang. Good gods, is he alright? He can find a bed and grumbling without cease. But he's shown signs of recovery. He made me promise not to tell you, lest you worry unduly. Which was all very well when you weren't here. Now that you are, however, I think a high time you receive some visitors. Might you spare him a moment? Yotsuyu has scarce left his side. I imagine you're curious to see what's become of her as well. You'll visit him at once. Hold LSA, shall we? Yeah? You voice actors, I've got some tea to drink. I'm thirsty.
Open wide now.
Please, Tsuyu. I'm not so frail that I cannot feed myself. I grow weary of the taste of gruel.
You don't like it? Can I fetch you something else?
Aye, wine. Or if that is not wholesome enough, I don't know. A sweet persimmon from Namai? I enjoyed them in my youth.
A persimmon.
Never eaten a persimmon.
Nay, pay me no mind. I am full. Besides, we have guests.
I hope we are not interrupting your meal. We had heard you were confined to bed and thought you might welcome some visitors.
Confined to... a gross exaggeration.
People didn't like Stormblood back then, but I did love their relationship. I'm actually pretty into it. Like, Yotsuyu is my favorite villain. And so, like, I was actually kind of relieved to hear she didn't die. But, like, I'm still kind of working out how I feel about, like, the amnesia arc here.
A trifle drained from my exertions, perhaps, but with a little rest, I shall be fighting fit again in no time.
Remember when you were shot and a house collapsed on you? Excuse me? I shouldn't have spoke over that. She said take off your clothes?
Gosetsu, is this how you've been spending your time?
My lady, I assure you this is not.
Off with them. We need to wash you. You stink. What are all these scars? There are so many of them.
A life of battle will leave its mark upon a man. Is something wrong, Tsuyu?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
Yeah, personally you liked it as well. ARR was the introduction, so you can't really blame it. The same happened in Dawn Trail. I personally think it'll be the foundation of something big. Oh, like, how people feel about Dawn Trail? I'm pretty good at avoiding how people are talking about things. Like, everyone complained about Dawn Trail, but I'm pretty sure everyone complained about Endwalker and Shadowbringers and Stormblood. Like, I don't believe them until I see it for myself. Because everyone's still playing. Just like Stormblood leads to Shadowbringers and Endwalker. Those two were incredible. I'm excited. I have heard that Endwalker feels like a conclusion, which kind of puts Dawn Trail in a weird spot. I hope, it'll probably get spoiled to me by the time I get there, but I don't know, I kind of think of Dawn Trail as maybe the beginning of a new series, basically. I mean, they called it Dawn Trail. If that doesn't sound like a new adventure, I don't know what does.
But leave me be, woman. I will not be fussed over like some newborn babe.
Oh no, Shadowbringers and Endwalker were acclaimed? They made the player count rise, and yeah, you would be right. Oh. Well, I wasn't right about Shadowbringers and Endwalker. I'm just used to everybody complaining about everything. Like, sometimes I have to, like, see it for myself. There's a game that came out recently, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I was hearing tons and tons of complaints about it. But, like, I also heard that the game still kind of worked. And so I'm like, I gotta see it for myself. And it was a real D- of a game, but, like, I saw it for myself and had all the fun that was to be had there. Just the kind of guy I gotta be, you know? Gotta see for myself. Most of the time. They make a convincing pair, do they not? On first acquaintance, I would think him a doting grandsire and her the model grandchild. Indeed. Had someone told me a year ago that I would live to bear witness to such a scene, I would have declared them mad. That aside, I am relieved to see Yotsuyu has lost none of his spirit. But what a turn of events. I mean, for her to suddenly be watching over him. You couldn't make it up. Although I suppose Gosetsu is an old man. With the way he charges through life, it can be easy to forget. He's resisted decrepitude with the same defiance he showed the enemies of Doma. Dropping the decrepitude, huh? But no matter how adamant he is, his will, no man will carry on forever. He has pushed himself beyond the limits of endurance too many times. Even if his health returns, the fact remains, he will never again be the warrior he once was. He has given his all for liege and land. I will ask no more. And what of his nurse? If Yotsuyu is feigning that, well, she certainly has me fooled. This is no pretense. Gary, out of all of us, I would think you the hardest to convince. So what makes you so sure? Been spying on Yotsuyu from the shadows, waiting for the misstep that would betray her charade for what it is. But her mask has never slipped, not once. She's remained in character from the first. One evening I watched as she sat in her chambers, unguarded and alone. She had taken the dishes from the cupboard and was pretending to prepare dinner right there on the tatami. A child's game. Even the wariest shinobi would not go through such lengths. Can but conclude that her mind is truly broken. To be fair, it was broken when we started. Well, that's good enough for me, and everyone else, I would hazard. Aye, the matter is settled. Yotsuyu will become Suyu, and begin a new life here in Doma. I feel like I'm the only one not fully convinced. Like, one of Yotsuyu's biggest deals is doing whatever it would take to survive. And, like, I don't think pretending to be mentally disabled is a far stretch for her. But, like, even if it was, like, her struggle to survive, like, might help her realize that her life is so much cushier now. And so, like, even if she did revert, I think there's, like, a chance she could revert well. Anyway, before that can happen, however, we will need to present her to the ambassador one last time. Prove that her memory is truly gone. But I would not risk parading her in front of our returning conscripts. Her presence at the exchange would only stir up mutinous thoughts. Understandably. She's as good as fastened the chains around their necks. Aye. Which is why I mean to conclude this business with Suyu first. Out of the sight of my countrymen. Will you help me? We are at your service. there is no higher purpose than the pursuit of peace. My thanks. The Garleans are on their way. We must prepare to welcome the ambassador. We will meet you at the docks with Suyu. We'll have some more orange juice. There's a trial coming up, but I don't know if it will come up for me in this stream or the next one. For all the regulars who missed this stream because I held it at a weird time, I'll let you know that it probably didn't happen this week. And so if you want to join me for the upcoming trial, it will be the normal time next week. Freakishly early in the morning. What do you think about that, Alpha No? Shall we wait here then? Lord Yen should not be long. My friends, have you seen Suyu? She's nowhere to be found. What? The Garleans will be landing in a matter of moments. If she's fled, could it mean her memories have returned? Being on EU servers, you can only play with Americans by going in Oceanic servers. I'm on, what is it? Heidelin, Halicarnassus? Something like that? Halicarnassus is the server I'm on. But like, in EU time, if you're in the UK, somewhere around lunchtime is when I normally stream on Fridays. And so like, if you've got the availability on Friday, you'd be able to jam with me then. We hop over to like Primal Behemoth so we can actually like queue up. But yeah, I'll be around if you're interested. If she's fled, could that mean her memories have returned? I know not. Yugiri is scouring the streets as we speak. But it is possible Suyu has left the Enclave altogether. Captain, a word. Did you perchance carry a fair-skinned woman across the river? A fair-skinned woman, my lord? I do not rightly know. I think. Yeah. Yes, my lord, now that you mention it, there was a lady among the passengers whom I do not recall having seen before. Her face was hidden by the brim of her hat, but I remember taking her hand and helping her onto the boat. White as new-fallen snow it was. Was she someone important, my lord? Have I done something wrong? Wrong? No. I was merely hoping to catch our guest before she departed. Be at ease, Captain. By the way, you still have a bunch of quests before the trial? Ooh, good. It would seem that Suyu has crossed the river. Kami, help me. No good can come of this. I got new clothes. And be in full ninja gear. Alright, gotta actually open it up. Like, I thought there were like 5 or 6 quests. You know? Not a bad look. I mean, I don't think most ninja outfits carry a dress, but I make it look good. Yep, 4 quests away. Okay. Yeah. I've got about an hour left to play, but I have noticed expansion quests or like post main storyline quests seem to take longer than like main storyline quests. Like they kind of drag the patch out a little bit. which I appreciate. So like 4 quests, even if they took like 15 minutes a piece, which seems fair. Yeah, we're not gonna get to the trial before I have to sign off. Ooh, steak and tofu pancakes. Seems Suyu has gone unrecognized so far. But Kami, help us if someone catches a clear view of her face. Must find her before that happens. The responsibility for her disappearance for all of this lies with me. But I would ask for your aid nonetheless. We're at your service, Lord Yen. Now as before, let us make the crossing and begin our search. That was the case for ARR, 100 quests before Hero's Word, Heaven's Word. Yeah. You go on ahead. Someone should let Yugiri know what we've planned, or what we've learned. I'll join you on the other side. We have no way of knowing where Suyu was headed, so we best divide our forces. I will take Kusakari and its surrounds. Alphino, if you would take the road to Castrum Fulminus. Old, forgive me, but I cannot... Could I ask you to interrogate the residents of Yuzuka Manor? One of the Namazu may well have seen our quarry. If everyone is in agreement, let us board the skiff. I hope the Kami smile upon our efforts. Alright, so I'm heading out that way. But yeah, when Heaven's... Like, I beat the main part of Heaven's Ward. And I was like, yay, we're almost at Stormblood. And then, like, months later, I'm like, yay, we finally made it through Heaven's Ward. I was like, 5 quests? Nah, no problem. We'll knock them out in 15 minutes. I do keep track of like the fastest quests I've ever done. And so far, like, the record holder is one of the ninja quests. It was like 1 minute and 14 seconds long. The quest was like, I go to like the doorman like this. I'm like, and he's like, oh yeah, the guy you want is inside. Quest accepted. And then I go inside. The guy was like, oh, I was waiting for you. Quest complete. That one was ridiculous. Welcome to Yuzuka Manor. Yes, if there's anything you care to know, you need only a pale-skinned woman. I have seen no such traveler. I am sorry to say, most sorry, scaly-skinned Namazu, on the other hand, we have in abundance. Do love the Namazu. Wait, is that a Chocobo quest you see in the top left? Yep. Yeah, so I'm actually kind of on a mission, you might know. I'm only doing main story quests and job quests. My goal is to make Final Fantasy the movie, where like you can just watch from beginning to end in like one big playlist of all my gameplay like mashed together in like giant 12-hour long videos. I think we're working on video 14 now. And so for the sake of the stream, I stick to the main quest line and job quests, and that is all. It's been a thrilling ride so far. And at the pace of 2 hours a week, it'll only take 300 years. I think I said it was gonna take like 5 years. We're in like year 2 or 3. Maybe it's closer to 6. Unusually pale skin. Yeah, I saw a woman on the way back from my fishing trip. She had just crossed the shallows to the east of here and was headed in the northeasterly direction. For the most part, Her steps did not seem certain. If you hurry, you might still catch her. Thanks, fish people. Yeah, there's a million quests I haven't done. I also haven't been touching the Aether Currents. Because part of me is like, I can make some handy tutorial videos. Where, like, I go through and I touch all of those. Show everyone where they are. So that they can find them and fly around. I'm sure there's videos out there already, but that doesn't mean there can't be like one more. I just haven't gotten around to it. So many things to stream, so little time. Lupins. Other weird things I do. You may have noticed the weird hotkeys or hotbars. I play with a controller, which is very unusual. I wouldn't recommend it for any other MMO, but it works really well for Final Fantasy XIV. There's a mount where you can have 8 of those guys holding one of the Japanese shrines, the Matoshi. Yeah! I saw that. Like, you have to do, like, Namazu beast tribes, right? Is that somewhere around here? Maybe? I don't know, but, like, when I was thinking of, like, mounts to have, like, if I ever wanted to upgrade, that's one of the ones I was thinking of. But I've already got the coolest mount. Right here. Look at this cutie. Like 80% of Japan plays on a controller? Yeah. You've seen some of your static members who actually play with a controller? Like, it's a little tricky at first, but like once you get used to it, you can fly through like the different hotbars. And so, I don't know. Big fan. Big fan. You see no sign of Yotsuyu to the north. Perhaps she is somewhere farther off to the northeast. One thing I've learned about myself over the years is that somewhere along the line, I learned to hold the keyboard weird when I play video games. Like, I keep my index finger on the F key. And like I hit A with the pinky. Apparently everyone else when they play video games, or at least 80% of people, like will move their fingers over one. So they're like using the movements with like their ring finger, middle finger, and index finger. And so games have a tendency to like say, oh, well, your pinky's not doing anything. It can push all these buttons on the side. And I find that really difficult for me because my pinky's busy. Although you think it would be very hard for Paladin considering the amount of skills they have. The class that required me to get a 4th bar. That's not so bad. I mean, like, I've got many bars here. Like, I got left and right. That's no big deal. Then I've got left, left. I've got right, right. I've got left, right. I've got right, left. Like, I have played Paladin. And I gotta say, I never... Where did I get my Paladin? I think I got him all the way through Heaven's Ward the last time I attempted to play. And that wasn't so bad. But I've never been, like, super, super far. Still no sign of Yotsuyu. Perhaps she is yet farther to the northeast. I will say, like, Ninja has been a huge pain. Is so far the worst class I've ever had to play with a controller. I'm including healers in that. It's the Tenchi Jin nonsense, and then like flipping over to like this side, and like sometimes ending the combo with the armor crush, sometimes ending it with the Aeolian Edge. Meanwhile, I've got like mitigations and things to like fire off. Like, it could be just that I've set it up bad, but there's a lot of left, right, left, right, left, right going on. And so it's not so smooth. But I try to like maintain some consistency like between the classes. And you know, some of them just are weirder. Yotsuyu is nowhere to be seen, but lying on the ground a short distance to the north, you spy a familiar-looking, wide-brimmed hat. You cool, kid? Oh, you're for the fate. Alright. Sorry, kid, you're on your own. I've got hats to look at. A cursory glance is all that is required to confirm your suspicions. It is the same hat that Yotsuyu was wearing when you found her in Sakazuki. You count up to 34 skills for your paladin? And he's 90? Yeah. So let's see. I've got 8 skills per bar. So that would be 5 bars for me, at least. Hold, before you ask, our search of Kusakari and its surroundings has yielded exactly not. Save this chance for a reunion with you, I suppose. Mistress Alisei has gone to assist her brother at the castrum. It is she who informed me of the situation. Joined Lord Hien here shortly thereafter. How'd you fare at Yuzuka Manor? Any sign of our missing guest? I mean, this is her hat. And you don't count stuff like food and potion? Towards Namai, by the kami, if the villagers recognize her, it will not end well. We must hurry. Yagiri and I will check the patties. Village square is yours. I will be square and be there at the square. And you don't count stuff like food and potion? Yeah, I never use them. I've only limit broke like once in my entire life here.
Greetings. Might I have one of your... Wait! Please! I only wanted a persimmon.
Oh, that's why she's here.
Kami, save us! Her spirit has returned!
She's back from the dead to seek her revenge!
I suppose I'll just stand around here then? Yeah, these are mostly if you have to do high difficulty raids and such. Oh, do you have like a bunch of macros?
It can't be.
I don't use many of those.
What did I do?
As if you don't know!
Good people of Namai, be at ease, I pray you. You have naught to fear.
My lord, forgive me, but what
is that monster doing here? They told us she was dead.
I too was surprised to learn of her survival.
You used a few at first, but when learning your rotations as a bard, but now not so much. Woo.
More even than you, I would hazard. 'Twas I who cut her down, I who left her to her fate. But it would seem the Kami had other plans. By some miracle, both she and Gosetsu were spared when the keep collapsed, though Yotsuyu's preservation came at the cost of her memory.
You're saying she's forgotten? Forgotten everything she's done?
Lies! Lies! My lord, she would say anything to escape punishment!
What does it matter? We have not forgotten her crimes, and we demand justice! I beg of you, Lord Hien, draw your blade and rid us of this canker!
What I saw then, it's all true. I'm sorry! I'm so sorry.
You're sorry? And what? We're supposed to forgive you?
Here, there's no need to cry.
Is that what a persimmon looks like? I thought that was a tomato.
Can't you see how scared she is? How can you be scared of her? She's not the same.
Until such time as her memories return, this woman shall be known as Tsuyu, and treated as a citizen of Doma. I will, however, see that she is watched at all times. Rest assured that there will be no more unannounced visits to the village. As your lord, I ask that you leave her fate in my hands, and suffer her to live, for now.
Please, Issei.
All right. I'll keep my peace. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
I hope the angry mobs of the future are so easy to talk down. Oh, I thought that went pretty well. But yeah, I don't think we'll be doing like high-level raids in the far, far future. Like, I don't know, I imagine we'll be at the end of Dawn Trail in like 3 years, give or take. By then, I'd probably be pretty happy with a break. But, you know, there's also other things to do. We could do the Hildebrand quests. I have played around with those and they're fun. But, I don't know, that's a long time from now. That would have been better avoided. At least did not end in bloodshed. And judging by Suyu's reaction, she remains oblivious to the events of her former life. This was no escape attempt. Is some work to gear up, learn your opener and rotation? Yeah. Nay, it seems it was an offhand request of Gosetsu's which brought her to Namai. She came in search of a persimmon. Ha! They say fruit is good for the health. Do hope Gosetsu finds the taste to his liking. We have certainly taken the long way around, but let us continue to Castrum Fulminus, and our meeting with the ambassador. Alphino and Alice should still be there, conducting their search. I see you, bunny man. I see you seeing me. Howdy. Is that you, Passe Partro? You seem to have a flying robot cat. Hi. I like the outfit. The whole sky pirate vibe. Very nice. I liked your beautiful outfit, old Sugarheart. And your name captivated me. I appreciate that. Here, let me... Can I add you to a friends? Boop. I like to add whoever hunts me down in game to my friends list. Just so every now and then I can find a friend. It's fun to see an orange name hanging around. Ooh, and I like the gambler title. I'm going around with no title. But gambler's one of the ones I was willing to get. I thought about wearing the gambler outfit for a ninja class, but it would have taken me a while to unlock it. Anyway, you're welcome to run around with us, but it was nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. And then you have to learn the mechanics of the boss you plan to fight. Oh no, you don't have a character on NA that could reach Stormblood? Oh. Neat. So that was somebody else. Wonder who that was. Was that Rhino? He was in chat earlier. I have been having issues with YouTube chat lately. So I hope nobody's over there chatting and I'm missing it. But I thought I had fixed it before now. And yeah, the only way for you to see your main is Oceana. Ah. That is fair. That makes me wonder, who was that mysterious rabbit man? It seems our Imperial guests have already arrived. Tis time to meet with the ambassador. I think most of my viewers are lurkers, though. I'm a good stream to fall asleep to, I'm told.
What a pleasure it is to see you once more, Lord Hien. Not to mention my dear sister.
Hi, Gaming Master. Over on YouTube. Looks like the YouTube chat is working.
A pleasure to see you too, Ambassador. Forgive us our late arrival. You have our people aboard the airship?
Exactly as agreed. We would leave you in no doubt as to the purity of our intentions. I dare say it was the self-same spirit of cooperation which prompted you to bring Yotsuyu here today.
Indeed. Before excluding her from the exchange, I thought it only fair that you see her condition for yourself. Physically, she is in fine health, but her mind is unchanged.
And yeah, YouTube's recommendations started showing smaller channels a year or so ago. I think you had seen one of my Heaven's Word shorts. I don't have any shorts, but I have had very short videos. Chuchu Lane is your server? Ah, neat. Hi, Shiku Kronos.
So I see. But all need not necessarily be lost. In anticipation of this tragic turn of events, I took the liberty of inviting some special guests.
Wish it worked all the time on YouTube recommending smaller streamers like us. Yeah, the algorithm changes all the time. I try to keep my tabs on it, but I don't know. There's good and there's bad. At least I feel like there's decent intentions when they tweak it. It's one of like the few sites out there I feel like is actually trying to show you content like you might actually want to watch. It does a bad job most of the time because there's a lot of grubby people out there trying to trick you into wanting to watch their stuff, so it's kind of hard to keep the balance. Hi, Bella. You're around earlier, yet also later. Yeah. So this week I was trying an experiment. I wasn't getting enough sleep, so I flipped my schedule. This week I'm streaming at night to see if I get more sleep, if I sleep in. Turns out I don't. So this experiment was a failure, and next week I'm going back to my normal schedule. Don't even, must have been a regular video then? Mine is Cerberus? Oh. I don't even recall Irish Legend to be in the game. The guy Bolg is, though. Oh. Have I met any Irish? Met a lot of French. Starting on Gilgamesh, then went to Behemoth, then moved to Chuchu, and it's very quiet. It is... There are a lot of quiet servers. I'm on a Holocanarsis because a friend was on and there's like a double XP boost because nobody's here. It just means for every trial I have to hop to like a populated server. Something's up. I don't feel good about this.
Ah, Yotsuyu. You look well.
Of all the people.
Is something wrong, dear sister? These are our beloved parents. Does not the sight of them bring back sweet childhood memories?
Gosetsu. I have to take this to Gosetsu.
Talking about Chuchu Lane, usually servers are related to something that appears in the game. Chuchu Lane is just a monster in the Void Arc. 24-player Heavensward Rain. Oh, I didn't see that one. After all these years, you still want to murder him so bad, including the parents. Oh, Asahi? Yeah, I do not like him. I do not like her parents. They did a good job of making me hate them.
It would seem my little surprise was not sufficient. You needn't glare at me so, Lord Hien. I merely did what any loving son would do for his family. Lest you doubt, I am content to leave the acting viceroy in your care. Pray, treat her as you would any daughter of Dorma. Do not grow too fond of this place, dear sister. You will come back to us ere long.
We continue with the exchange as planned, then.
Very good. The structure across the river should serve our needs. We shall await you there with the conscripts. If you would bring your captives.
Agreed. Until then, Ambassador.
Do I have good food for my quest? I've got some tofu pancakes and some orange juice. Knew better than to trust Asahi. That was a dirty trick. Still unpleasant as it was, we at least put the matter of Tsuyu's future to rest. Sent her back to the Enclave with Yugiri to give Gosetsu his precious persimmon. Come, let us follow them. You have that look, Alphino. What is it? Oh, nothing of consequence. Most like, we can discuss it upon our return. You could make steamy hot chocolate and uber choco beets to for me if I want. I mean, that sounds nice. I would gladly accept, but like, I'm not really worried. Like, I still haven't like come across content that I can't beat yet. I mean, like, there's a good chance we'll die at the trial because like I'm not doing any prior research. But if we were to do the trial twice, like, I'm pretty sure I'd stay standing for the second. We should pay a visit to Gosetsu and reassure him about Tsuyu's fate. You'll want to know that the empire has finally relinquished its claim on her. You like making food for people? Well, I like eating food. I think we'll get along great.
Gosetsu, are you awake?
My lord, come in, come in. When Tsuyu returned, her eyes were red from weeping. She spoke not a word, simply sat and peeled some fruit she'd brought for me. She then claimed weariness and retired to her chamber. Tell me, what happened to upset her so?
She said you smelled too bad.
The ambassador arranged a surprise reunion with her foster parents. A misguided attempt to restore Yotsuyu to her senses.
Honestly, food is 10% raid, 90% enjoying cookie or RP. Yeah, I believe that. I have been happy to like receive like non-essential gifts. The thing is, like, there's no real like essential gifts you can give people. Like, money is probably the most ridiculously advantageous thing I got, but you know, that's 99% glamour and like 10% getting item levels up. I remember in Heaven's Word someone gave me a pair of shades. I did put those on, which was fun. I was a warrior so light I had to wear shades. It was a good look.
It was plain their presence caused her great distress, but she seemed otherwise unaffected.
Like with the new patch, 9 new foods came out. Only 1 is used for raid, I believe. That's nice. I like that food doesn't really matter much.
Yotsuyu was mistreated as a child, was she not? It was a cruel trick to use her tormentors like that, knowing the pain it could cause.
Part of me wishes gear mattered a little more in this game.
I like this Asahi less and less.
It would be nice if it felt good to get gear. Mostly I'm just like, ooh, is it pretty?
Be that as it may, he has agreed to allow Yotsuyu to remain with us in Doma. Our primary concern now is to hand over the prisoners without incident and bring our people safely home.
So now we are eating caramel popcorn, at least for range? That sounds nice. Magical ranged and physical ranged? You said you were a bard, so I'm guessing physical ranged. But maybe it applies to both.
There was one other detail at the meeting which caught my attention. I assume you all noticed the rather suspect crates within the castrum. The Imperials were quick to retrieve them afterwards, but I wonder.
Yeah, I was curious about those too.
Out with it, brother. You fear they might contain bombs or war machines?
I thought they were coffins, to be honest.
If the ambassador wanted me dead, he has had ample opportunity. No, assassination is not his intent, but we should be on our guard for other acts of treachery.
Oh, it does, but...
My lord! Forgive me, but the Lady Yotsuyu, she's gone!
Again?
Gone?
I beg your pardons, my lords. I was certain she'd fallen asleep.
No, the responsibility is mine. 'Twas I who gave her a room instead of a cell. She may simply have wandered outside. We will organize search parties. Might I call upon your assistance?
She's headed towards Castrum Fulminus, almost guaranteed. Oh, gear does matter, but in your scenario, your stuff will often get synced. Yep, that's probably true.
Help! 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 Help me!
Oh yes, that cinematic? What does that mean? Got one hand on the screenshot button. Just in case.
If only I hadn't remembered. He should hate me. But I will not suffer his kindness. Not after what I did to him.
Who's there?
Oh, it's you. What are you doing out here in the dark?
This is the Enclave, is it? When the soldiers dragged us back to Doma, you were the last person I expected to see.
You're the bane of our existence, Yotsuyu! A font of misery! You couldn't even do us the simple courtesy of dying, could you? Oh, no. You had to live and taint us with the shame of your failure. We had a perfect life in the capital, and now they're making us wallow in this muddy ruin like common swine. I don't deserve this.
Now, dear, that'll do. There seems little point in berating the girl when she scarcely remembers her own name. Our time would be better spent contemplating how we're to survive this unhappy predicament. You've kept your looks, at least. I suspect you'd fetch a handsome price with the right buyer. Maybe enough to get us to Kugane and start a new business.
Ah, my beloved parents. No sooner do I wake from gentle slumber than the world returns in all its cruelty. Yes, this is how it always was. How it was meant to be. Very well. If I cannot escape my nature, then I shall embrace it. To the very depths I have sunk, my soul steeped in spite and rotten to the core. The self-righteous hide behind justice, but I need no such mask. Father, Mother, was it not you who made me into this monster? Who taught me the truth of this miserable world? For years I knew naught but the taste of pain and humiliation. But the time has come to savor my vengeance against Doma. Against all my enemies. And it begins with you!
Yotsuyu!
What?
Yay! She's crazy for good. Oh, one more person to stab.
Well done, dear sister. Did I not say you would come back to us?
Brother dearest, what a surprise. You always were a cold-blooded little worm. I doubt you thought twice about sending our parents to their deaths.
Your dagger yet drips with their blood, and you presume to judge me? To be frank, I didn't think you had the strength to slay them so cleanly. A single thrust each. I'm impressed. But surely you can't be satisfied with murdering a pair of doddering elders. You yearn for a deeper vengeance, and the power to see it through.
Please. I don't want to die.
Any sign of her? What happened here?
Nothing. They slipped.
I knew what would happen if she recovered. And still, I did nothing. You say she left with her brother? Whatever he wants with her, he was willing to pay for it with his parents' lives. But this is neither the time nor the place. We must gather the others.
Popping in for the last 9 minutes, and what a good 9 minutes they are. They fell down some stairs, right? Like, I don't know, I'm compelled to lie in this situation. Be like, Yotsuyu fought them off while trying to escape getting kidnapped by Asahi. It didn't work out. We've recovered the Nori's remains. We'll hold a cremation anon. Ugh. And they have never again set foot in Doma. Broke the news to Gosetsu myself. He was quiet. I think it best that he be allowed some time to alone with his thoughts. Oh, he's gonna show up. At the most advantageous part, probably. Let's have some tofu pancakes. Nom, 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 nom. Now, all this murder's made me hungry. What are these? Infusions? What a shame. Always the best people leaving us first. I don't know. Lately, death has seemed pretty inconsequential. I'm sure they'll be alive in the next chapter. I'll be like, oh, you thought we were dead? Oh, just because we were stabbed in our kidneys. So, my friends, that which we feared has come to pass. Yotsuyu has regained her memory and returned to the Imperial fold. It is by any measure a cruel twist, not least for Gosetsu, but one which does not invalidate our agreement. According to the terms of the contract, we were bound to surrender Yotsuyu into the Garlean's hands should her condition improve prior to the hour of the exchange. By that reckoning, all is, if not as it should be, then as it must be. This I can accept. What I cannot accept is that are the unconscionable lengths to which Asahi went to achieve this outcome. Given his recent conduct and his apparent admiration for Xenos, it's plain he cannot be trusted, and that is to say nothing of the unexplained containers he insists on bringing to our meetings. Whatever the ambassador is planning, I think it is unlikely our negotiations will end peacefully. In the event of hostilities, the safety of the conscripts must be our first concern. As such, I would have an escape route in place before the meeting begins. A wise precaution. if the main structure of Castrum Fluminus is to be the stage for the exchange, then I believe a thorough inspection is in order. The Citadel has stood empty ever since the Imperial withdrawal. While we took steps to ensure that it could never be defended by an occupying force, it is entirely possible that the ambassador has arranged things there to his advantage. I will slip inside and make certain we have an unobstructed exit. Pray, allow me to join you. I have some experience with Imperial facilities, and should matters take a turn for the worse, I would hope to be at least some use. Very good. That should be enough to guarantee us a way out of the castrum. Beyond that, however, we'll need a ship to ferry the conscripts back to the Enclave. Even with every skiff we have, it would take several trips to evacuate everyone. Confederate Sekiboon, on the other hand, would require only a single run and leave us far less vulnerable on the water. Assuming, of course, Rasho can be convinced to part with one. Might I take the lead on this? I've had dealings with Rasho and his pirates before. And I won't be alone, will I, old? Suppose not. Well, that was enthusiastic. Were you hoping to join Yugiri and Alphino on their skulking mission by any chance? Kinda. I'm certain you'll make a persuasive pair, but I think I will accompany you to these negotiations all the same. My lord, the ruler of Doma should not be seen consorting with common brigands. Come now, Yugiri. They stood with us against the Empire. If we would ask their aid once more, we must treat them as equals. My presence shall serve to demonstrate our sincerity. Indeed, my lord. Pray forgive my presumption. By your leave, Master Alphino, and I shall be about our task. You know, Yugiri gets it wrong a lot. Like, she's often like, my lord, don't do this. And the lord's like, no, I should do this because reasons. She's like, oh yeah, my bad. Forgot about reasons. And we should be on our way to Onokoro. Time is short, and Rasho may take some convincing. Like, I think it's happened a lot ever since we found Hien. Usually he's like, we should do this. Howdy. He's a little kitty. Wait, is that you? No. They're in a cutscene. Oh, but you are one of the viewers. Hi there. Like the outfit. What gear is that? What are you? A cook? Looking good. Let's see. Whoop. And I can give you, I don't know, a cherry bomb? What have I got? I have a materia. Something of minor value. Much appreciated. I can give you the serpent salute, and a kneel, and a thumbs up. And also, I would say friend request. In case I ever see you again. I would like the orange name. Yeah. Now we're talking. Thank you so much for the hot chocolate, and I'll see you around, maybe. You are wandering, so maybe not. Ooh, now that is a good look. Is that the Marauder gear? Or is that a staff? Very cute. Like, I genuinely don't know what class that would be. Yeah, warrior? Yeah, very nice. That is a good glam. I almost went Lalafell, because that's kind of what I look like in real life. I look very much like my VTuber avatar. But, you know, I thought it might be fun to be a little bit taller. And, you know, be a bit of a baller. Got collar. 20-inch blades. Plates? Blades? On the Impaler? Alright. I am off to a place that started with an O. Onokoro. It's a warrior weapon, but the glam is goldsmith outfit. You and your friends did a murder mystery thing, and that was your outfit. That's really cool. I keep forgetting that, like, in a recent patch, they allow you to wear, like, any class's stuff. It's actually kind of cool. I could show you my old Heavensward gear. But honestly, I'm kind of digging my little Shogun outfit here. You used to be a Lala at first, went for the full Dwarf Warrior idea in mind. That one always bothered me just a little bit. Back in the World of Warcraft days, I played a Tauren Warrior. I always took it personally when, like, in PvP, a gnome would come by and, like, just kill me because of pure gear, and then do their little obnoxious gnome giggles. I would take it very, very personally. Normally you're a Makote, but you went Lala because Chaos. Yeah. Let's see. The last time I played, I was a female Rogadin. Height slider all the way as big as it could get. A full muscle slider. You know, the usual. It was really fun because in, like, cutscenes, everyone would be looking up at me. But, you know, I figured if somebody clicked here to see my little VTuber avatar, they'd probably be distracted to see something that looked far, far different, you know? Now there is a face I did not expect to see. What brings the noble Lord of Doma into the company with bildrats such as we? If you come to offer Doman chains in place of Garlean ones, then I'm afraid you've wasted a trip. And what fine subjects you would make. With your fleet at our disposal, our restoration efforts would be hastened tenfold. But let us speak seriously. Stand before you, not to demand your fealty, but to request your aid once more. Mayhap you're confused. Doma's liberation was a means to an end. We hated you only to save ourselves. Now we have no such incentive. We've sworn no oath to you and will not come running like hounds at their master's whistle. I would not to presume to treat you thus. Come to petition your cooperation as an ally of equal standing. Equal standing, you say? Seems a bit lopsided to me. Where's the profit for us in all this? Profit? Must you always think in such short-sighted terms? Have you ever heard of doing the right thing? Have you ever heard of pirates, little miss? You'll find we're simple souls. You pay our tithe, you sail in peace, you deny us our due, and we take it by force. We'll pull you out of the water if we see you drowning, but we're not in the business of doing something for nothing. Calm yourself, Mistress Alice. We do not come here to moralize. We came here to talk, and there's more to be said. You always played dwarves in Total War Warhammer, and you were harassed a lot during your childhood for height. Now you joke about it. Yeah, I'm a dwarf in real life. I think that's why I prefer to play giant tall people in video games. Not like really a dwarf. I'm not too short. I'm still the smallest person in my age. And the age before it. Or after it, I guess. Find it pretty funny to hear the same kind of jokes from Moist Critical, who's the same height as you. Yeah. Like, I've got children. And my wife is 4'11", so my kids, they're gonna cap out pretty short, likely. And they are currently in the business of taking their height very seriously. And so when they get made fun of for being short, they take it very personally. But like, in my experience, like, being short is only a disadvantage if you let it be. I mean, like, yeah, you might have to climb a couple of shelves, but like, it's really not that bad. Like, most people will treat you better if you have a good attitude. And if you're constantly miffed that you're short, well, it doesn't go well. Calm yourself, Mistress Alice. We did not come here to moralize. We came here to talk. There's more to be said. According to the records recovered after the liberation, relatives of your Doman-born brethren were among those conscripted into the Imperial Army. And as you may be aware, we recently negotiated the return of said conscripts. Many, alas, will arrive to find no families waiting for them, no homes to grant them shelter. I would ask that you offer them a place in the Confederacy. You would not be rescuing strangers, but welcoming brothers and sisters into your ranks. Has the Confederacy not needed new recruits? You seem well informed of our affairs, Lord Hien. The losses we suffered at the Garlean's hands was no secret. But since we drove them out of Doma, the Ruby Sea has come alive with traders and travelers. So many vessels to tax, so few pirates to tax them. We could do with some more hands on deck, and doubly so if they're familiar with the inner workings of the Empire. Very well, the Confederacy agrees to your request. You will have your ship. But before that, you must do something for me. The vessel I have in mind was damaged during your battle with the Empire. Though we have mended her, she is not yet to be declared seaworthy. She is sound enough below, but when you load her up with conscripts, the waterline rises and those upper planks had best be free of cracks. So when you want your people to stay dry, you'll do me the favor of swimming around the hold to check for weaknesses. That is, if Doman lords are not averse to getting their robes wet. Not this Doman lord. We inspect a third of the ship. It shall be, if we each inspect a third of the ship, it shall be done thrice. That's the spirit. The ship is moored at Quick Space Pier. Our apprentice shipwright will be on deck to hear your report. Look for a lad named Ihanashi. And I thought I had a knack for parlaying with pirates. For the record, my previous attempt was an unmitigated success, and yes, should have quit while I was ahead. Have you seen Punch Up from Dispatch? Just do the same thing if they start getting annoying. Yeah, I gotta say, punching people in the groin is a very effective way to command respect. Well. Thought the rumors exaggerated, but the young lord lives up to his reputation. Yeah, I've been short for quite some time, and it's never been the reason things go wrong for me. Now, plenty of things go wrong for me, but it's never because I'm short. Although in his case, that was a curse. Oh. I didn't know, like, the deep lore on that one. I did play Dispatch. My playthrough's on YouTube if you're interested. I had an interesting one. Every time I watch somebody else's videos, they made all the different choices. On closer inspection, you spot a small crack in one of the planks. No signs of damage here. Yeah, if you remember, it was written in his files during episode 2 when you meet the team. Oh! I don't know if I took the time to read each of those files. I may have just, like, heard the explanation and moved on. This guy looks familiar. Hi, I'm the shipwright, or apprentice shipwright. Did you find anything that might need attention? The section I inspected seemed solid enough. I got some bad planks and cranks. On the port side, near the bow, you say? Alright, I'll have a look and see what I can do. My apologies. I seem to have lagged behind. I could float in that gentle sea all day. Otherwise, I'm happy to report no visible cracking or holes in my section of the hull. You're Lord Hien. The captain sent you to inspect the hull? God, have mercy. Forgive us this discourtesy, my lord. 'Tis all right. In fact, I rather enjoyed it. I take it you are from Doma? Yes, my lord. The Imperials took my father away after the uprising, and I had nowhere else to turn. Confederacy has become my family. But someone told me they're releasing the conscripts now. Even my father will be among them. Not that I can go back. No leaving once you've joined. How fares Our Lady? She seaworthy? Captain, we found a small crack in the port side, but I'll have it fixed before you know it. I see you met the boy. Did he tell you his story? He babbles when he's nervous. Should his father be among the conscripts, as he hopes, mean to give him a choice to leave this life, if he so chooses? I expect you to see that they are provided for. I've heard of those who join the Confederacy forswear all ties with kin and homeland. Is that oath so easily pushed aside? If I allow it. I see in him the lad I was 25 years ago. You say the words, you mean them. But the yearning for home still lingers. My family is long dead. And I know this life is my lot. But he has scarce dipped his toes with us. There's a life for him in Doma. He should have a chance to live it. Well said. The Empire's conquest has uprooted many and more, be it in Yangxia or out on the Ruby Sea. We have a duty to ensure that Ihanashi and others like him are free to dwell where they desire. Then the matter is settled. I'll make the preparations to cast off. Well, my friends, it would seem we have our ship. Let us return to the Enclave. Okay. Whew. Enclave is quite a trip from here. Actually, I don't suppose I could take the bird to the Enclave. I like a nice comfy flight, you know? I do remember throughout like my 20s and early 30s, there were a surprising number of people who would talk to me as if there was hope of me getting taller. And that was crazy. They're like, no, it happens. People have growth spurts at like the age of 27. It's going to happen to you. I'm like, man, relax. Like, I'm an adult. I capped out. I'm okay with it. Good evening to you, sir. You wish to hire a falcon porter? Yeah, sure. No, you don't go to the place. Alright. Looks like we got to teleport. Like, that's crazy. I did have a cousin, though, who was incredibly short. And now, I think he's near 7 feet tall. Like, you know, he was my little cousin. I remember him being like a little sphere of a boy. Like, he had weight on him. This isn't where I meant to go. Enclave. And I was like, oh man, this poor guy, he's gonna be this little short little butterball his whole life. Then I left for college, and when I came back, like, I met my cousin and his family, and we were having pancakes. And like, what we ate, they were already sitting when I got there. And I remember like saying goodbye, getting up to leave, and then he got up and damn near bumped his head on the ceiling. I like, just to see him like unfurl, like, oof, it was like in a horror movie, you know, when like you turn around and you're face to face with the monster and they start to like get into like full attack mode. It was crazy. Yeah, that's what the lack of information leads to. In France, we have a pretty well-known actress that everyone knows, so at least we know the slightest bit about it. About being short, or about being a monster. Lord Hien is expecting you. May I show you in? Yeah. I don't know. So, height correlates with success. And I think too many people believe that like correlation equals causation, and they think, oh, tall people are successful because they're tall. I think tall people are successful because they have a better attitude. Mostly because they have less to be bitter about. But if you're just not bitter about being short, I think it leads to all sorts of advantages. It seems Yugiri and Alphino completed their task before us. They've been waiting. We scouted the structure and determined the swiftest path to safety. In the event of hostilities, we will lead the conscripts outside with all possible haste. From there, the Confederacy has pledged a ship that will ferry us across the One River. Now we have but to attend the exchange, and pray the Kami these precautions were unnecessary. Woo! I guess I will take an infusion of dexterity. The trial quest is next. Ooh, that is good information. I was going to quit one way or the other. But here, let me shoot a message on Discord. Or, sorry, on stream. Link to the Discord. And I will post my schedule there in case any of you want to join in the fight. You can see if the time next Friday lines up with the time you have available. And you're welcome to join me. Otherwise, yeah. I'm excited. Next week, we'll tackle the trial. We'll have fun. It'll be great. And, yeah, I had a great time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. And, why don't... Stick around, please. We'll find somebody to raid. We'll see what you can do for that time. Nice. That would be cool. I had fun hanging out with you today. Alright. Anybody playing anything cool? Who are these people I followed 100 years ago? Sandra's online and she's playing Final Fantasy XIV. She's doing A7S synced blind mind chilling after. I don't know what that means, but it sounds exciting. It looks like she's doing like a high level raid. All right, have a great time, everybody, and I will see you later. Bye-bye. And if you're on YouTube, I'll raid there too.